to you on the other side of the screen. Hello, Shine here. Welcome to my channel if it's your first time, and welcome back if you've watched my previous videos. So today I would be sharing with you 3 life lessons that I have learned from the past year. So first off, detours. Now I had a major detour in my life this past year, though I am not ready to share that with you yet. But I did read something about detours that I would like to share. Divinely designed detours in our lives are also positive interruptions, designed to divert us down to a better path so that we might have the opportunity to reach our destination at all. What's more, they often provide the development we need in order to reach our destiny. How we view our detours will often determine how useful they wind up being. Oftentimes, when these detours happen in our lives, we get annoyed. When things just don't go the way we want them to, we ask why. But just know that God is using those detours to lead us to a better path, to develop us to the person that He wants us to be. He wants us to be stronger, He wants us to be wiser, and He wants our faith in Him to grow deeper. So when these detours happen, let us trust in the Lord and believe in the fact that His plans are higher than our plans and that He won't lead us where He won't go. The second one is the importance of having the right mindset. Let me share a few quotes with you to explain this better. Your level of belief is often the only thing that holds you where you are. One of the first objectives in creating your life blueprint is to lift the lid off your level of belief. Your own level of belief is likely to be the biggest limitation in terms of discovering all that God has in store for you. It also says in Proverbs 23 verse 7, "So a man thinketh, so he is." So if you think that you are too weak or you can't do it, you really won't be able to do it, no matter how hard you try, because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that God can do great things through you, which is a really sad thing. If we only focus on the negative things in our lives, we become negative people, and that's a given. Bad things happen in our lives every day, and there's not much we can do about it, like the traffic in EDSA, for example. But we can control how we react to those things. Are we just going to focus on those things, or in spite of it all, choose to be grateful instead? For we have a lot of reasons to be anyways. You were able to wake up this morning with life, health, and strength in your body, when some didn't. You were able to leave your house when others couldn't because they were bedridden. You were able to reach your destination when others did not because they had an accident along the way. And you were able to reach home safe and sound when some didn't make it back. It's so easy to overlook these great blessings that we receive every single day of our lives. But I hope that this time around, we'll learn to appreciate these simple things instead of complaining about the smallest stuff, when the greatest need that we have for the day have already been provided for, and that is our lives. And the third and last life lesson that I have learned the past year is my true worth, my true value. Now, my father has been trying to teach me about this for the longest of time, explaining to me that I should not worry about what other people think of me. I should not worry about this, I should not worry about that, but it's easier said than done. I would like to share another quote. If the enemy of your mind can convince you that you're too bad or too worthless, he has set up a stronghold in your mind. I know the feeling of having voices in my head that keep telling me that I am worthless, that no matter what I do, I will never be enough. And for the longest of time, I let myself be bothered by those things. And because of that, it was so hard for me to believe that God can do great things in my life, that He can do great things through me. And I know that it's not easy to not listen to those voices when you yourself think that they are right, when nothing seems to go the way you want it to, when you keep trying to work hard but it's still not enough. I know that too well, and I know that I'm not the only one. It's so easy to believe those voices in your head, but I just want to tell you that those are lies. I too have experienced those, and sometimes I still get them. But like what I have just mentioned, it all starts in your mind. Your mind is a battlefield. You need to kick out those thoughts when they're just starting to build up in your head. Destroy it. Tell them, no, I know my true worth. I know my true value. Because you know what? No matter what other people say, you are special. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. The mold that God used to make you, He didn't use it for anybody else because we were made uniquely. My friend Gwen and I were talking last time, and I don't know how our conversation got there, but we got to talk about the Q&A portion of the recent Miss Universe pageant. If I remembered correctly, the question was, what is the most important thing that you would teach young girls today? She asked me what I would answer to that question. So their question was specified to young girls, but my friend Gwen sent a second question but kind of generalized it, and so I answered her, it's not really about what others think of you. It's not even about what you think of yourself. It's about the fact that Jesus died on the cross for both you and me when all of us are not worthy of even a single drop of blood from His body. That's why I will choose to live my life knowing that I was paid with a great price. My true value in Jesus' eyes was that I was worth dying for. And knowing that fact really helped me fight those voices that keeps echoing in my mind until I could barely hear them today. They still try to strike me with other things, like how I'm not able to sing that well, or I keep making mistakes in my playing the keyboard, or in other stuff. But I know for a fact that no matter what I do, God's love for me will never change. And just by knowing that, I have peace in my heart, and I hope the same thing will be for you. And before I end this, I would like to share one last quote. God still promises good. Our senses of good, however, may not be the same as God's. Getting what we want immediately may not be best for us. Sometimes waiting is the best thing because it helps develop the character of God in us. From The Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. God is like a teacher. And when a teacher gives his or her students an exam, they don't go around the classroom and whisper to your ear the answer to the questions in your test paper, because the true purpose of exams is to check whether we have learned the lessons that they are trying to teach us. The same thing with God. If you're going through tough times right now, if you're going through trials, then that just means that God is trying to teach you something. If you don't want to go through the same thing again, do your best to learn that lesson that God is trying to teach you, because if you haven't learned it yet, I'm telling you, you will keep going back to that lesson. Because although God does want us to have a good life, there will be times when we must be patient and endure not getting our way. These disappointments test our character and level of spiritual maturity. They actually show whether or not we truly are ready for promotion. So 2019 is about to end, and I hope that these lessons that I have learned, that I've shared with you today, you got some value out of it. As always, thank you so much for watching. God bless and have a nice day.